mentioned your fifth book is Work Life Bloom, and people will see straight away that the bloom is in place of balance, and we'll kind of get to your thoughts on the traditional view of work-life balance and why you think there's a better approach. But can you share sort of a real-life experience or personal experience that illustrates for you the essence of blooming and its impact on individuals and teams, and why you may be so passionate about it? Because in some ways it can be a kind of a throwaway term, that idea of blooming, and but it's something that you think is really central and becoming more important in the workplace.
So Shay, I'm about 3 months into my role when I left academia to a high-tech company called Crystal Decisions. And the role that I took was the director of global education services, which meant I had opportunity to help educate the internal employees as well as customers and partners. The individual that hired me went on a leave, and it was a stress leave. And that was in 2002. And I had never even heard what a stress leave means. Like I'm just a kid, really, at 30 years old, thinking, what happened to Jerry? He just left. And here I am now. Yeah, I'm left holding everything because there was this void. Now, in and amongst that same time period in 2002, a vice president came in of what's called global services. And this vice president moved to Vancouver, where I was situated, and was from Washington, D.C. And so I've got my boss who has departed, and I've now been told to take on the reins of global services, in essence, from all things education and learning and selling it and what have you, and now a new boss. We're 3 months into that stint of the new boss, and I'm still grappling and wrestling with what's a stress leave? Like, what? I didn't even understand it. And the new vice president, as I'm leaving one day from work, it's like a Wednesday, and calls me over. He's like, can't even enunciate my name, Shay. So he's like, Pontefract. Yeah. I'm like, it's Pontefract, but let's not mince words here too deeply, because you're the new guy and the new boss. And he starts looking at his watch, but he doesn't have a watch on. So I'm like, what is he doing? He's like, hey, you know what time it is? You know what time it is? And of course I did. And I said, it's 4:30. And he sort of does that dramatic pause, looks again at his fake watch, and says, yeah, I know. Don't you think it's a bit early for leaving work? And then I looked at him with sort of this incredulous face, uglier than mine is today. And I said, with all due respect, Eric, do you have any idea what time I started today? And he looks at me, and he's like, actually, no. I said, well, I know that you came in at 9, and I came in at 7:30. So I think that I put in a good day, and I'm going to go home now. And he never asked again, Shay. And it's those little moments in like the world of corporate land, et cetera, even academic land, where when we're not having like open conversations about this work-life thing, and there's an expectation of one, in this case, man's thoughts on what is the cadence of how and when work should occur. It was an eye-opener for me. Meanwhile, I'm still thinking about Jerry, the director, or my senior director, who left on this, quote, mental leave. And I was like, well, maybe now I know why. Yeah.